Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and we want to be featuring a team that's kind of on the up and coming with the new move with the Vigoroth, and then pairing it with the Toxapex here. So kind of an ABB team here. We have double normals in the back and protected by our Toxapex. But unfortunately, we are met with a Dunsparce right here. This Dunsparce pretty good against our Lickitung and our Toxapex, so we're going to switch out eventually into our Vigoroth. We are met with a Poliwrath. This Poliwrath is going to potentially no Scald and Icy Wind and a variety of moves at this point. Very hard to tell what the Poliwraths are going to be running these days. So we go for the Brine Bait here. They decided to let it go, which is fine, because now we're going to be able to potentially farm down with our Lickitung. We do have to still deal with their Dunsparce. But it looks like their Dunsparce is going to be able to switch out and go into their Skarmory. This is not a great situation for our Lickitung, as the Lickitung is only doing resisted charge moves. We're going to go for this body slam right here. This body slam is going to be only... Oh, we are going to get swapped in. And our opponent ends up throwing the Rock Slide towards our Lickitung. We just got to go for the farm down. Unfortunately, we are not able to get to the farm down. So we are going to be able to... We're going to lose this game here. GG's to our opponent right there. On to the next game. So yeah, we are going to try to wiggle out of some situations with this team. Toxapex, it is a higher leveled one, so maybe Toxapex isn't quite as available to most people, but give it a try if you can, and pair it with some kind of normal type. So we are met with the Gliscor in the back here. This is not the Gligar, obviously, so we are going to try our best to flip this match here. They do end up going for that Earthquake, so we shielded a big charge move from them. Potential another Earthquake. So we do get both Earthquake shields right there. And then we're going to be able to over farm a little bit, throw this Body Slam, flip the switch, and get a shield. So job well done by this Vigoroth, to be honest. And so much so that we do get some chip damage on this Poliwrath. They decided to switch out into their Greedent. So this Greedent here is pretty good against our Lickitung here, as they are not taking any fast move damage. And we only could throw body slams at this point. On the flip side, this Greedent is doing some neutral fast moves, and it looks like they're just looking to boost. They had two Trailblazes, which is had a little bit of a buff, but luckily this Trailblaze is not stab, so we didn't quite get the KO on our Lickitung. So we're just going to throw this Sludge Wave here. Unfortunately, we get our Sludge Wave caught. But we are aware that we do need to charge up some energy. So we undercharge it completely, almost. And then we go for the farm down. And then we actually reach this Sludge Wave right before they get to their move right there. So GG's to our opponent right there. Able to come back from that situation. I know that... the Greedent there probably was very close to move, so if we didn't get to that move, and I'm not even sure Brine would have been enough, so great move right there. So here, we are having a favorable lead, as we're only going to be taking neutral grass Freezing Plants right there, and as you can see here, we are chunking away with our fast move. We're going to go for the Sludge Wave to either guarantee the KO or a shield, and then we're going to switch out into our Vigoroth here, kind of a... kind of an aggressive switch, because we want to bait out some fighters. Our opponent ends up revealing that they have a Zoomer on the back, so they actually were not looking forward to that Toxapex. The Toxapex here is very valuable at this point. We know that we are able to get to another Body Slam, taking this Azumarill down to the red. So that was fantastic. We can come back in with our Toxapex here and not worry about a single thing. We're not shielding anything. We're looking for the farm down at this point. This Azumarill is continuing to throw these Ice Beams, which do little to nothing. And our opponent ends up coming in really quick and getting the superior to use the arrow ace. So nice move by them. We're going to go for this shield here to preserve the health. And then our opponent ends up revealing that they have the Talonflame. This Talonflame right here is pretty scary. Doesn't quite have the firepower of Brave Bird, which is good and bad, because Brave Bird, although it was very heavy hitting, it was not, it would just debuff you. So that was always the fear. Now we just have to worry about typings here. Our opponent ends up going for flame charges, and we are able to take it out. And Lickitung comes in clutch to win and fast move down basically the superior and outbulk that Talonflame. If they potentially had the Brave Bird, that would have been a way different situation. But now that we know people are not carrying Brave Bird as much, the Lickitung doesn't quite have to worry about that potential big nuke. Okay, so we switch out into the Lickitung. We bait out the fighter. The fighter ends up being the Medicham. It did power up to potentially a dynamic punch, so that's why we shielded first time. And then right there, we wanted to shield again because we thought that they were going to go for either the dynamic punch or psychic, but unfortunately, they got us twice, and it ends up being double ice punches. So very tricky by them. We are going to try to get to another body slam right here to get this Ninetales low. We don't even get a shield, so our opponent has absolutely taken advantage of every single situation right here. We are down shields. We don't have any. Oh, unfortunately for us, we were not able to get any charge moves off, as we it looked like we went for the extra counter and ended up being a CAP tie. Our opponent here is very aware of when we get to our moves, so this is all but over. Well played by my opponent right there. What were they running? They ended up running the Swampert Ninetales combination right there, and then the Medicham. Still don't know what they had as their second move, but they outplayed us really badly right there, so well done by them. Honestly, the Medicham play really tripped me up right there. We ended up shielding 2 ice punches right there, so unfortunate. Here, we're going to be switching out into the Lickitung. This Lickitung is going to be met with the Scrafty here. Scrafty is going to be able to throw, put power up punches. Another fighter that we're beating out. Here, we're going to go for another body slam. This body slam takes it to the 30% mark, something like that. The power up does go through and ends up being just a brutal hard counter. And then we're going to come back in with our Toxapex to just farm down. Luckily, we are able to survive a double boosted foul play. And we're expecting them to come back in with their Skarmory. Their Skarmory here is going to have to tank a Brine, which is probably no problem for them. Okay, and our opponent ends up throwing a move. Ends up being the Sky Tech. We are able to survive it. Here we're going to go for another Brine. Basically, we're trying to get this Skarmory as low as possible. Okay, so our opponent ends up shielding, which is very good for us. We go for the shield. Ends up being the Brave Bird that we shielded, which is exactly what we wanted. We know that they're going to be possibly running the Mud Bomb and Stone Edge version. So we're just going to go for this body slam right here. We do get the last shield, which is great. We have 1 shield, so we can shield here, farm up a little bit extra, and then we're going to go for this body slam to take out this Quagsire. And then here, we just got to race to a move. Our opponent ends up tanking a body slam, and then we actually get that 1 counter in for the KO. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.